As a Jewish person, you wake up this morning, if you haven't already heard the news last night, and your blood will be boiling. I'm angered. You go into some WhatsApp groups and you see Israelis and Jews being hunted, chased down, and beat on the streets of Amsterdam. This is a reality that we live with. Because of my identity, because I am a Jew, I need to worry whether any Joe Schmo on the street wants to lynch me. And it's not just me. This is what my fathers and forefathers have dealt with all throughout history. What the modern Jew in the 21st century is now coming to see and coming to experience is what our fathers and their forefathers have experienced for millennia, since its inception. I'm pissed. There's not much that I can do about it. But I'm also hopeful because I see this as the beginning of the end. What do I mean? I think there's a couple things going on here, but one of them is the fact that Jews are powerful now. Jews are strong. Jews have their own country. That country is very strong. It has a strong military. Low IQ antisemites are having a really difficult time wrapping their head around this. Like a toddler who throws a tantrum, their protests, their violence are tantrums. They can no longer bear the fact that they could be anti-Semitic, behave immorally, kill people, support terrorism, and we're going to do something about it. Better yet, we have the power to do something about it. Israel is strong. The Jewish nation is strong. We are not afraid. You will not break us. This is never again. So every single incident that happens, like the one a couple hours ago in Amsterdam, all that's going to do is strengthen us. This isn't 1,000 years ago. It's not even 200 years ago. The notion that you will commit atrocities and get away with it is done. The IDF, the Mossad, even Israel's allies, they will hunt down every single one of these jihadi supporting terrorists and eliminate them or incarcerate them. The Jew is no longer the punching bag. This is a new reality that anti-Semites are having a really hard time wrapping their head around because it's essentially woven into their DNA and their subconscious that the Jew is the one that you could pick on. Because indeed, for thousands of years, the Jew was the one that you picked on. You killed, mass slaughtered, pogroms, holocausts, executions, all of it, blood libels. The Jew, the Jew, the Jew. That's coming to an end. That's been coming to an end over the past 70 years with the birth of Israel. You, your children, and your children's children are going to get used to this fact. There's no going back. There's no undoing it. Every single Jew will fight till their last breath. It won't be like the Second World War, where we were led to slaughter. No, every single Jew will go down fighting. You will have to come slaughter me while I'm kicking and screaming with every ounce of strength that I have. You will have to come kill me as a barrage of bullets are firing your way. This notion that we are the sheep led to slaughter is done. It's over with. You will pay for your crimes. Indeed, what we are seeing in the world is Jewish strength materialized. It began before the technology boom with the birth of Israel, but now with technology, you're seeing the fighting and the steadfast resolve that the Jews have now. You're seeing it online, you're seeing it in politics, you're seeing it in war and military, you're seeing it across the board. We are done. When the term was coined, never again, after the Holocaust, and we subsequently evolved into a very modern world, never again has become feasible, viable, a reality. This is never again. October 7th, you come, you slaughter us, we will reduce you to rubble. And needless to say, we have every moral right. In fact, we have a moral duty to do so. People like to question whether it's moral what we're doing. We have moral duty to do so. It is biblical that when somebody comes to kill you, you have an obligation to rise up and kill them first. Survival is an imperative. It's part of ethics and morality. You must do your part in staying alive. I feel that in the past, for thousands of years, and we see it now, especially with the Holocaust, the Jews didn't do everything to honor that commitment, to honor that duty. There were some who did. There were uprisings. They did what they could. But that's all done now. I think the mentality that we currently have and we understand is that we will fight tooth and nail. We will use all kinds of strategy. The Mossad is phenomenal at coming up with creative ways to kill people and to beat our enemy. Whether it's targeted assassinations 20 years after somebody goes into hiding, or it's placing explosives and beepers. You're taking a group of people who factually have very high IQ, people who sit and learn, historically have sat and learned deep philosophical and esoteric literature, Torah, Talmud, which is famous for being intricate and sharpens the brain. You're taking that group of people and you're inspiring them essentially to become creative and to take all their creativity and to point it at killing people. What do you think is going to happen? Imagine you take all Jews, even the ones sitting and learning, pondering the depths, figuring out the most complex ideas. Imagine you take them and put all that brain power toward vanquishing the enemy. Imagine what that would look like. Is that what you want? Really? Is that what you want? You want all 15 million of us isolated and focusing on one agenda? If it is true, all the conspiracy, we run the banks, we run the world, we run politics, right? Jews do everything. We create the technology, we run the platforms. If all of that is true, wouldn't it be a horrible idea to take all of that brain power, all of that talent, all of that success, and focus it on survival, on how to kill the enemy? Because the further you push the Jew in this modern world with the capabilities that we have, the relationships that we have, and the wherewithal that we have, the closer you're going to get to exactly that. What happened post October 7th is a glimpse of that. And that was after killing just 1,000 or 1,200 people. Imagine what would happen if it becomes more serious than that. You saw people, business people, put everything on hold. You saw businesses shut down in Israel, everyone just right away, military, survival. Even in America, this is so core to us because it's survival, that as soon as Jews put everything on hold and they start focusing on the war, their survival, it's a completely different landscape. You can get away with killing Jews. You could get away with hurting Jews. You could get away with being anti-Semitic when Jews are busy with business, when they're busy with politics. But you come after us now? You slaughter us? You get our attention? Don't whine and cry when we retaliate and crush you. Our enemies are just like the progressive left. Whine and cry, moan and groan as soon as you smack them back. Like a fly at a barbecue, they come, they buzz in your face again and again and again and again and again and again and again until you say, I've had enough, and you swat it. And they're like, the Jew killed my family. Really? The Jew killed your family? Why is there a tunnel entrance in your daughter's bedroom? They're killing innocent. Why were the innocent on the street supporting Hamas on October 7th, dancing for joy, giving out candy? Why are there rocket launchers under your sons' and daughters' beds? The sheer level of infantile behavior is astounding. Here's a rhyme I came up with. Roses are red, violets are blue. You kill me, and I will kill you. How about that? How about pure and simple logic? Actions have consequences. The consequences of terrorism is death, destruction. So that's what this is. We're entering a new era, a new time, a time for the Jew to shine, a time when being strong as a Jew is okay. It's preferable. It's a necessity, if you ask me. I keep on saying this over and over and over again. It is kill or be killed. When I walk on the street, I don't expect safety. I don't walk on the street, doesn't matter where I am, even right here in Ukraine. I do not walk on the street with this false narrative in my head that I am safe, that I can let my guard down. that nobody will hurt me. I expect to be attacked, to be hurt. And living in that constant survival mode, although it's not ideal, it is a necessity for staying alive, for being alert, and at a minimum, for going down with a fight. Jews around the world need to embrace that we are the target, and as a consequence, we need to do whatever we can in our power to stay alive. It's moral obligation, it's straight up duty. It's not moral obligation, and it's not duty to work hard for a new Tesla, to work hard for the Escalade. It is moral obligation, it is duty to stay alive, and to keep your family alive, and to keep your friends alive, and to keep your community and your lineage alive. Matter of fact, I don't know if there's anything of morality, truth, and ethics above staying alive, because every single idea is reduced to nothing if you're dead. None of the philosophy, none of the ideals, none of it matters if the Jew perishes. Jewish ideas are meaningless if there are no Jews alive to live them and experience them. Staying alive is the number one factor, therefore. You can't serve Hashem, you can't get close to Hashem if you're not alive. So make staying alive a priority. If you live in a country where you have the right to bear arms, buy firearms, learn martial arts, learn how to protect yourself. So it doesn't matter where you are, so that when a jihadi supporting human waste comes and attacks you or attacks your family, you know how to respond, you have the means to respond. This is not going to stop. No, this is not stopping, this is not going anywhere. So, Yehudim, brothers and sisters, fight like your life depends on it, because your life does depend on it. The imbecility is astounding. Just monumental. Mega proportions. They said, go back to Europe. They said, go back where you came from. Outside of Israel, Europe is the second to worst place for the Jew. The really bad incidents always happen in Europe, outside of Israel. They said, go back to Europe, they said. How about I'm perfectly content staying right where I am? I'm happy to be home. I'm perfectly fine having my land back, my ancestral land. Thank you. You find yourself a new home. Or become civilized and learn how to get along. Those are the only options. To every low IQ, jihadi supporting imbecile human waste, I tell you this, we are not afraid. You will not break us. This is never again. Keep behaving this way, and you'll keep getting what's coming to you. Start accepting that we are here and we're here to stay and we're not going anywhere, and the world could begin to heal from this. Because indeed we are not going anywhere. We are not afraid. You will not break us. As far as we're concerned, it's kill or be killed. With one ultimatum, we get along. Accept my existence. Teach your kids to be okay with my existence, and the bloodshed could stop. Continue to tell your kids that we're the devil. Inspire them to attack us, and we will crush you, utterly decimate you, without remorse, without shame. Moral duty. And to my Jewish brothers, be strong. Learn how to protect yourself. Learn how to defend yourself. It is your moral duty to stay alive. Peace and love.
Leave a like and subscribe. Subscribe.